you could have already picked up a good matchup. Again, I think there's a high possibility that they can actually flex this because
Gold lane Cho.
yeah, for AURORA, it really looks like they're gonna build a hyper carry composition just for Yue and Doming, and that's a way to bypass the front to back. Some more dive, a little bit more CC, and then you go for an initiator now on JP.
Yeah, gold lane Cho makes a lot of sense now. Seeing what you see from the side of AURORA.
Shout out to Eman.
Possibility.
Okay, so it's JP Cho.
Yeah, JP Cho, CC in the gold.
They played with the idea at least, and then they went for the CC gold. But, I'm not really that big of a fan of the combo now. Because, like, CC Cho, Yisun Shin first, I guess there's a bit of pick-off there, but Kimmy and Granger will just go Purify, and that's it.
Yeah, there's that, but also I think, again, since history has happened many times between these two, you gotta remember, Carl Teasy, for the most part, has out-jungled Demon Kite.
Facts.
Even in their grand final. So that is a big component to this, and I feel like AURORA is going to want to have to kind of adjust from there and secure that jungle rotation, especially.
I think we're really gonna have to look at the first fight. Turtle number 1. If anyone's gonna suffer any major losses, both of these lineups are susceptible to just getting run over and snowballed quickly. It's the first day of knockouts, our last day in XO Hall. Before we move on over to Tennis Indoor Stadium, welcome to Game 1 of the epic rivalry between AURORA and Team Liquid.
This one's going to be great. It always is, and now we get to be with them for a best of 3. Hopefully we get 3 games because it's always a great time to watch these two caliber teams battle it out here in the Land of Dawn, and also taking a look at how things are going to play a part. Like I said, for Demon Kite, Baksha is great for being able to roam around, rotate around, but we also have seen a YSS just kind of get out of control if you get that lead. Nothing too crazy early on. Good poking, though. Now taking a look at the emblems.
Wow.
We pretty much the typical here. We've got, Lethal Ignition for Sanji on that Farsa. I mean, right now, the poke in the mid is just kind of tough to deal with.
So Team Liquid, hopefully, a good thing they're not missing out on a lot of minion waves, and AURORA are just focusing on lowering down the health of the members of Team Liquid instead of really freezing them out.
Yep.
But JP's still here, still getting the vision, meaning that Carl Teasy is still comfortable to just go from orange top side going down to purple. He'll probably get his green camp there with the Beetle, show himself at bot, or just go back straight to through the middle of the map, find a pick off, and then go. Oh, he goes straight to mid.
Okay.
All right, he goes mid. Again, both these lineups kind of playing around level 4s, being in that position where you either play for the tech charge or play for the kick for the most part, or even when Sanji gets that feathered airstrike, a lot of your damage profile is there. So it's slow and steady, and that's kind of what we expect between these two. Turtle's going to be up here in just a bit, and they'll get the buffs they need. JP going to go for mid at least to try to get a Purify if they can.
Oh, he was very low, but he holds on to the Purify now. Mountain Chakra reveals light, but that's Edward jumping in with a Petrify, and will be caught. Mountain Chakra of the coat. Feathered airstrike to take him down from the skies. Demon Kite still getting the retreat down on Turtle number 1 as Domeng bullies Oheb up top.
Yeah, that was a perfect rampart by Light, actually, blocking Carl. He would have been in retreat range.
Yeah, that was a punish. On the even with the Dragon Form, it's just a little bit too late from Edward not being able to catch who he wanted to with the Furious Dive or that Petrify. So good response. I mean, at least they get something. Objective secured. Domeng seems to be doing fine. Holding his own.
Whoa, risky moves there, Domeng.
That's threading the yo-yo, man, right there. Like, it's not threading the needle anymore. But interesting enough. It's not too much built up for TL, but you do see, of course, you've got the Fury Hammer now on Edward, so wants to go ahead and have that little bit of extra damage. If he does get the Furious Dive or the Petrify off later on, that's respectable damage already, too. Domeng's got his. You've got, what is Yue going to go first? Is it going to be, we see a lot of mid laners go for like Glowing Wand first, but Kimmy's traditionally, do you go with Glowing Wand? I mean, you already got Baksha.
Yeah.
Usually it is the Glowing Wand. We'll see if he'll still lean towards that. Maybe he'd want to go for... Oh yeah, it usually is just a Glowing Wand.
Yeah, I think so. Again, both these interesting with the compositions is once if they just kind of duke it out, level up in the lane, or scale up in the lanes, they're fine. Whoa.
Interesting. Domeng, instead of going for the Fury Hammer into Sky Piercer, he goes straight for the Hunter Strike, yeah.
Yeah, I
Double
like
Tyson
that.
gets the last hit.
I really like that build, by the way. Because on the Granger now, you're not really going to be looking for those early kills, especially when your team is behind. So he adapted. As soon as Aurora lost out on the trade of Turtle #1, they got it, but they gave out a kill. It was the swap into the Hunter Strike here. I think maybe it was already pre-planned. He's waiting for maybe Turtle 2, 3 onwards where he'll really be active.
All right, well, he's got it. He's got a little bit of defense, too, to deal with this. Oheb's quite low, and this Turtle up. They're going to go in positioning. They know they have a bit of a health advantage anyway, so if JP's giving the information, they'll just blitz the Turtle.
Yep. They'll even use a Black Dragon Form here. Onto the top side. Petrify going to be locking in. Wow, look at the tech charge as well. Oheb able to stay alive with the Vengeance, but that's going to be Edward jumping in again as Demon Kite comes around with the Shield Unity. A turret gone in the bottom lane for Oheb and JP.
Yeah, perfect juggle by Aurora. Clean dive onto JP and Oheb, but in the bottom, they at least balance it out in terms of the tower. So a little bit of a learning experience against SRG. Instead of just going full commit for the Turtles, they're opening up the map while also making sure Oheb has a little bit of protection. Despite him going down, at least you see the intention there.
Yeah, that's something you can always count on for TL. You know, if they are going to lose at one side of the map, they're going to take something else, and they'll continuously do that. Now, all this has pretty much even things out. You know, it's not big a lead by all means for TL, but right now the gold lane is definitely going over here to Domain Kite. Oheb's going to have to wait a little bit longer to be more useful on the CC2. And now at some point, we've seen it with the Grangers, man. You know, when it does pop up and gets picked up, when that Klon is banned through the draft, you see a whole lot of Granger. And usually the Grangers get to shine. And he's just guarded really well. He doesn't really have to worry about too much. And he can just have this pressure. I mean, look at Team Kite Light right now, just bullying out Oheb and JP up on this top side. They want to take this tier 1 down so they can then focus elsewhere.
Yep.
This Baksha jungle for Aurora Gaming PH, one of the key picks that led to their domination of MPL Philippines Season 16 for the majority of it. So Liquid is now dealt with just clearing out minion waves, trying to open up the map, and most importantly, making sure that Carl TZ has... Oh! Domin gets picked off!
How did that happen, Sanji? Feathered Airstrike, I guess, and that's the risk of running Purify when you're up against such artillery, such accurate artillery against the Chef.
Yeah, the kick wasn't used at all either from JP, so...
It was just a Feathered Airstrike.
Yep, just a Feathered Airstrike. That amount of burst being available. This Turtle's up now. Aurora's got 2 of the 3. We'll see if they're able to get the 3rd one. Carl Teasy's going to start it up, though. Black Dragon form.
Yep, they instantly disengage now, but Edward is going to be poked down from the skies. Demon Kite pops into Poison's now, as Sanford is able to pop into Consecration and still has the Purify. Furious not going to be used up. Tech charge! On 2 by Light! Gets 2 onto the lockup as well. JP survives with 1 HP. Demon Kite with Red Tree now, as Sanford gets away, just barely.
Wow. All right, I thought that would go a little bit better for TL, but what a tech charge from Light.
Yeah.
And that's why I was saying back before we got to the draft, I was like, man, the roamers right now are just having such a massive impact throughout M7 Swiss stage, and it's still going to be the same here at day 1 of the knockouts, man. A tech charge or a kick can really change the course of the game, but the great thing about this, there's a kick, speaking of.
Yep, with the Dragon with the curtain call, now under turret. Edward going to be taken very low, taken out. Light try to save him now, barriering him away, but he can't get the last shot of the turret in.
That was way too close, Oheb.
Yeah, that would have been bad. Oh no, is he in trouble?
I think he is, dude. So much damage, and the Poissons on him.
Cross-map plays, great mirrors by these two. They really understand each other's rotations and tendencies at this point.
It's kind of like they've played against each other a couple times.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe this is like their second
Wait, are they
time.
Filipino?
You know, just look at the score and that'll tell you. Basically, the score at the time. Most of the Swiss games we've seen, man, I tell you, it's been hectic. A whole lot of fighting even early on, but this one, that's kind of what we expected. Like I said with the draft, it's a little bit slower cooking process for both teams in this, but we are just seeing trading happening across the map. It's not really just full force fighting against each other until this Lord comes up in about 30 seconds that we will see that. And if you look at this, again, the lead that Doming has right now, almost 1.5 ahead. Sanford?
The barrier again. Opposite Purify with the Consecration. That's a big resource burnt out, man. No Purify for 80 seconds.
Yeah, and not a lot of abilities used there by Aurora. No ultimates, no battle spells. Lights flickers off because he used it way earlier. So all signs are pointing towards a much more comfortable Lord take for Aurora, but Liquid still definitely within fighting range, as the lead in gold is not too high, but in terms of positioning, Aurora has the advantage.
They got a Sky Piercer now available for Dominkai. He just picked it up. Oheb got the brute force, so little defensiveness needed for this fight. We'll see how they approach this too. Right now, there's just an advantage that Aurora has in terms of, oh no!
No Purify, he gets taken out by Dominkai. Oheb going for the damage over on Demonkai. Now pops in the current call as well as JP goes for the Jikundo, and now Shunpu's away. Gunned down by Yue. That's starting to deal a lot of damage. Good Shunpu out, but look at the HP bars on Aurora. Demonkai and Doming have to recall.
They recall, they reset. No team able to go ahead and start this lore just yet. Sanford will be back up. Purify is still a little bit longer to be on cooldown there. But for the most part, TL didn't utilize much. I mean, they still have their battle spells. They're in good position. So it just shows how close this game is in terms of their power spike, the level that they're able to go ahead and, of course, make these compositions work. So now with everything available, expect TL to be a little more cautious with Light having that tech charge once it's up. He's got the flicker now too. So there's the green light. They're ready to go.
Ooh.
Big setup.
No wings by wings.
Rampart
now Liquid, this is going to be a difficult Lord take as Carl TZ is still up top.
Wait a second. Carl's so far away. JP trying to get an angle here. Sanford has to Purify back up. Let's give it away to Dragon over on Edward. Now with the airstrike stunning him up. Edward getting away with Furious Dive defensively. Now Sanford walks up, but Demonkai is able to secure the Lord. That's Yue taken down by Sanford! A double! Big mountain shock landing onto his Doming tries to cut away, but Light and Demonkai are caught in the crossfires of TLPH. Defensive tech charge. Demonkai caught by the Jikundo as Oheb tears him apart.
What a play. I mean, it looked like Carl TZ wasn't going to get there in time. Yeah, they lost the objective, but they end up getting a couple kills off of it. Now, they still have to clear this out. They're going to take a tier 1 down. Great escape from Light and a Rampart to boot. So it'll keep them in a good defensive position to clear these out and still get ready to march towards with the lore.
Yeah, that was their balancer, the post-objective team fight. And it's something that Team Liquid does often. I know a lot of teams in the Philippines do. If they can't get the Lord, then let's see if you can just get the kills after. That's why JP initiated onto Edward with the kick. They brought him down low. And of course, the late entry by Carl TZ turned into a beautiful mountain shocker. Still, Aurora Gaming PH got to minimize their losses.
Yep.
And now this is just going to be a play for the next Lord as they restructure the map and the minions.
You guys get to cast this for like regular season?
Yes, sir.
Damn.
Hashtag blessed. I would say
Can I move?
Hey,
Yeah, a lot of people would love if you did.
There's a whole trading discussion going on.
Okay.
But
Maybe we'll get a deal in.
maybe there is a deal. You have to ask Womi and the team over there about it. He seems to be the head negotiator.
Gotta ask Mirko PH if we can bring in Womi ID.
As a great man once said, I got $20.
I got $20, man. Looking at this though, it's interesting because with the way this game is going, plus take note, this is Flying Cloud, the longest map of them. JP, is he gonna be in trouble?
Good Shunpu. I don't know which one was cleaner, the Shunpu bait by Demonkai or the Jikundo cancel on Shield Unity. That was beautiful.
It looked like he ducked under the wheel
Yeah.
dashing through. That looked pretty sick.
If you could get like those camera angles when they have like the replays and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Again, that was like a move, right? To try to make something happen before the Lord comes up. If that doesn't happen, then they just continue to farm up, get to where they need to be. You can see there's, on both sides, there's a difference in terms of gold built up respective to the lanes. Right now, Dominkai obviously still ahead against Oheb, but Oheb, it doesn't really matter too much, right? On the CC, on the fighter, he's mainly there to get that current call off. Of course, the Yo-Yo Blitz has some pretty good damage to it, but he's also there to soak up a lot of the damage, even if you have to pop the Vengeance and tank a couple Rhapsody shots or the Death Sonatas. Divine Glaive now over here for TL. Sanji is going to be popping off a lot of damage with a Feathered Airstrike. He's always very trigger happy with that ultimate, but definitely as this Lord comes up, they will get that tier 2 down on bot, so another objective goes down. And now they'll rotate forward. If they can get a pick off or at push across the map, then they know Aurora Gaming has to respond to it.
Echoes of Echo by Liquid as the positioning of Sanji in that little shrub in the lower end. Holding that, moving back, Liquid push top, slow flow with the minion wave in the mid, see if they can still get minion wave pushes on the opposite side of the map, while JP playing way far back, looking to see if he can isolate someone. Gets the info, Dom and Kai. Classic Liquid right now.
Look at Carl. He's doing the same exact thing, right? He knows I don't have to technically be there right now. I can put pressure on the cross side of the map, make Aurora respond to it, gives the call for TL to go ahead and start up this Lord. I'm wondering if they're actually going to commit, because they're still staying up there. They want to potentially just take down a tier 2 turret if they can, knowing they can take their time with this. They're going to let Aurora initiate and start things up.
Sanford has popping Consecration. Good for the airstrike. Turning it around right now as Demonkind and Yue are both low. Sanford got traded for the HP, but he's a Uranus. He can just regen it back.
Now, with all of the things that happened in the map, those little exchanges, Yue brought down low Liquid.
That's a turret up top, no?
Yeah, it will be.
Man, what a... Yo.
It's a macro play, man. This is what TL does.
I like this game.
All the time. Mirko, this is what we, alongside LaFell, were active for yesterday when we had all those 10,000 plus game leads.
W boring server, man.
And now this is once again this is the epitome of a chess match between two powerhouse teams. Look at JP swinging around the corner here. He's gonna find an angle.
Black Dragon form over on Carl Teasy. Can he get the traces in time now? The Petrify will lock him down, but look at JP and Sanford doing the same thing as Edward goes for the furious dive. But again, Sanford is able to get Consecration in. OM gets the killing spree, and JP goes! The GOAT traceless is in and wins the retry! Now it's like, take it low! Carl Teasy with a walk-up. Sanji picks up the kill. Tomei getting a double. Just the backliners of Aurora alive. Wow!
It's a 3-for-2 trade. The Lord goes over to TL, and you have to I don't know if we'll see the replay, but man, JP did work. He went for Domenkite.
Yeah.
Got the Purify out, put pressure on Domenkite, so he didn't have freeway to just go and do what he wanted.
Carl
Oh, Carl.
gets shot. That's Sonata 3 times! Good dodge from Yue as well, man.
Yeah, Carl was going for the move, man, but still, they do get themselves the Lord. It's a good thing Domenkite stayed up alongside Yue. They should be able to go and clear this out, actually, and not lose too much of their base turrets at all, actually, with it. But still, it is a showcase of what Aurora Gaming has to watch out for if they get to the next Lord fight right now, because these waves are going to be cleared out. They'll maintain it. And you got to keep an eye on JP. He had an immortality earlier as well. Got the Purify out. That's one of the big things he has to do, either on Yue or Domenkite. Specifically, better if they do catch Domenkite.
It's a credit to the lineup that Aurora Gaming PH drafted. Double carries, lots of backline damage, that Liquid has to do so many things in the map just so that they can break that formation. If you go back to that Lord fight, Edward was actually in a perfect spot to ruin it, but because JP and Sanford were way too deep, that means Edward barely had the help that he needed to capitalize on that Petrify.
Oh, Light was late on the tech charge by just like a millisecond.
Yeah.
It was already after the Retribution was pressed and that he dished it out, and that's the pressure of the Uranus and the Cho for you. So that was Liquid had to fire. They had to fire off on all cylinders to make that work from macro to micro, because Aurora Gaming with their lineup, it's so much easier to pull off if you just go for front to back.
That's the thing though. Like, when you already have a Yuzong there, you would assume, all right, that's job done. I just have to peel for the backline. But the fact that Edward just couldn't do it because Carl and Sanji were diverting the Dragon's attention, it gets so difficult. 30 stacks though.
30 stacks for Domenkite. 750 for the Granger stacks. It's a good thing he didn't die, right, on the attempt there. So Domenkite's been doing really good at his positioning, the way he's moving around, and just kind of relying on the fact that he's got to Purify and, you know, the dash, basically. But that's one of the hard things here is, again, the work that JP has to do to potentially get a Purify down. Now, even with this is staying true to our Flying Cloud time, by the way. I think it was 19-ish minutes.
Yeah, the highest average game time
highest
of all the maps. Dude, I just gotta say, when we looked at the draft, we were like, oh, this is not gonna be a good game for the Eastern Shin and Farsa against the Dragon. The Dragon's the one struggling. Dude.
Yeah. With how well Carl Teasy and Sanji have just been handling him, the threat, and what everything that Team Liquid has done to diminish the effect of Edward Yuzong, who is now just sitting at 1-4-2.
Bro, 5,500 gold lead for the GOAT. Oh my.
That's why I said, like, that's why I highlighted the fact that, yeah, it's a YSS versus a box show, but statistically and historically, Carl Tizia has been able to just kind of out-farm and out-jungle Demon Kite in terms of, you know, that, getting the lead, farming up well on the YSS especially, so they'll go ahead, they see that push up top from Oheb. Sanford taking a lot of shots.
Yeah, but UA is also taking a lot of shots there. Tech charge missing! Completely whiffing. Black Dragon from coming in as Sanford tries to jump in, pops in the consecration of the Purify now as again the Dragon to the bottom lane is struggling, has to use the Furious Dive. Sanji able to bait away, now Feathered Airstrike! Edward taken down by Carl T's Lord. Not low enough for Aurora to force it out. TL have outmaneuvered Aurora Gaming. Demon Kite trying to walk in, but the Dragon kicks him out now. Retreat from Carl, picks it up. JP will lose his immortality. Demon Kite there, Light gets in a tech charge. Lands it on Sanford. Carl buys an immortality right now, but he is going to be left all alone. Oh, trace this away. Demon Kite gets a double. Is looking for the triple. Oheb will be shut down by Doming, and that's him with a triple.
Demon Kite with the moves all game on this Granger. They only lose Edward. He was a dragon chasing a bird, but it might have just worked out for them. They just have to clear out this lane, deal with the Lord, the Evolved One pushing in.
What a cut in the wave as well. Feathered Airstrike on the initial wave, a cut for JP, and now an Evolved Lord that they have to deal with.
Yeah, that makes it so much easier for Liquid to deal with the center of the map, but this is what we were talking about. Liquid were doing it again, but Aurora, they decided, wait, they're not completely in position. Let's rush this Lord. Yeah, we whiffed out the initial engagement, but then they held on. They still had the right tools, and Light eventually got the Rampart and the knockback, knock up back in perfectly. Aurora, this time we're ready for the counter, and that's what we were talking about. How much easier to make this lineup of Aurora work. When Liquid is not in the right time and position to do all of their crafty things in the map and during the team fights, that's what happens. They get counter-initiated, and the counter-initiation of Aurora is deadly.
Yeah, looking at this too, the replay here, Demon Kite, not only is he just doing great on his own positioning, but he's well guarded. If you look at a lot of times when Light decides to go ahead and tech charge, you know that UA is there with him. He can go ahead and use Attraction Pulse if he has to help peel, and then they can just rely on their Purifies as well. 6 stacks now on that Sky Piercer. This is why, again, he picked it up later in the game, but he's been able to just kind of maintain those stacks without dying.
And again, for you guys back at home, if you know you're going to be playing for scaling, if you know that you're going to be playing for the Granger weak side, I'd recommend Rora's build here for Demon Kite. I mean, take a look at the Hunter Strike first item. He knows exactly when the timer is going to hit for him to get Sky Piercer stacks, and that's generally going to be like Turtle 3, mid-game onwards, after laning phase. Because just the Hunter Strike gives you so much more mobility, especially when you're forced on the Purify, which seems to be the case for most Grangers nowadays.
And if you have someone on your side packing a Sky Piercer, no need to pack another one. It's all right. Bundle it all into one person.
Purify out from Sanji, though, gets caught by it, has to use the immortality there. Sanji, can he get away from this? Curtain call coming down. Sanji will fall. JP with a way to drag it onto the backline, but Kaltizi gets caught by the Petrify and the Furious Dive of Edward. Good trace us out of there. Sanford trying to escape. TL minimize their losses. They just lose Sanji, but Aurora have position for Evolved Lord.
They lost Sanji, they lost some battle spells, and their ultimates aren't available yet. So Aurora, they'll go ahead and have an advantage on this Lord. They'll start it up. They'll take their time with it. Light in position if he needs to. He still has a flicker. Tech charge if he wants to. So TL wants to probably delay this as much as they can, but Sanji is so far away. 20 seconds, less than half health from the Lord here.
20 seconds on Sanji. JP trying to look for the angle now. Light doing the same thing here, looking for a big tech charge. Can they do it? Demon Kite popping into Poissons. That's going to be the kick. Right now, Retreat Doming! Gets the Lord as Carl Tizia gets CC locked. JP caught in the midst of it all right now. Is able to go for the Shunpu, but Yue guns him down. Slowly but surely. Glowing Wand ticking down. Sanford still able to survive as JP finally falls. Aurora Gaming Philippines secure the Evolved Lord.
Lord marching down the mid lane. 23 minutes and counting. Carl Tizia and JP won't be back for another 40 plus. Sanford!
Still able to survive. Oheb doing the same thing. The current call now pops in with a crown as well as he buys the immortality. In the back, Sanji tries to look for an angle to go for the flying right now, but it's only just Sanford in the base as the Evolved Lord crashes down on the mid base turret. That's another mini wave spawning in. TL, I don't think they can defend this. Sanji is trying to cut the waves, but there's no one in the base to save this game. Aurora Gaming Philippines secure game 1.
And they do it. They get first blood in this series, starting their revenge against TL. You can see them discussing things here too. Probably could have been cleaner, at least for them, at Aurora, the way Aurora feels. But man, Domeng, what a game. Massive performance here on that Granger to secure them game 1.
Wow.
Terrific performance by these two. Team Liquid had to stretch out the limits of everything. Their macro management, their micro skills and their abilities during team fights. But at the end, it boiled down to the fact that Team Liquid has been running away from for majority of the game. The lineup of Aurora, the team fight of Aurora is way easier to pull off. It's way easier to make work. And when Liquid can no longer posture, position, and play all of the tricky plays they've been doing to minimize the difficulty, then Aurora just stampedes through the cavalry.
I don't know, man. I know we didn't see it here on the English broadcast, but I still believe in what I said when I predicted this series. There's something about Aurora, and when they get knocked down through things, they're able to make adjustments. I think this was a really good showcase of that, but also this is potentially the start of maybe TL's lower bracket run. I know there's still a game ahead of us. Don't want to get ahead of myself here.
Possibly 2 more.
Possibly 2 more. But this was a really great game from for Aurora overall. Yes, there was individual lanes, different things happening across the lanes, some leads built up like we mentioned with Carl TZ, specifically on the YSS in the jungle. But when it came down to those team fights, it was Aurora's ability to really protect UA, part of that, but more so even Domeng. I mean, again, the guy his positioning was impeccable, but also just well guarded. And also note that Light's Grok is probably one of the better picks that Light has. He's able to make those massive tech charges like we saw. Maybe he missed the timing on one of them when that Lord was being taken, but overall, Light did a great job at just kind of starting those fights up and even peeling, like a Rampart. Like, think how little of an ability technically a Rampart is, but how big of an impact that has.
Yeah. There were so many times where he blocked off Carl TZ, meaning that he had to use the traceless to get out or maybe even enter. Times were just a little bit of interruption, messed up Sanji. So the effect of the Grok was really felt here. And this is something that Aurora likes to ensure in all of their picks, that all of their picks will have a big impact. We talked about the CC and the fact that they eventually swerved into it to playing fighter, which made a lot of sense. But we really didn't feel the CC as much in terms of the team fights, even with the curtain calls being perfect. At the end, Oheb was just being a minion wave manager alongside Carl TZ.
Yeah. There's something we brought up in the draft as well, right? When we saw the CC, we were like, we don't really like the combo. It doesn't really feel like there's a combo there. It just feels like another hero you pick just as a distraction so that Sanji and Carl get more space. But the fact of the matter is, there's just too much crowd control on the other side. So the CC, especially with Vengeance, it gets really, really tough for you to do anything in the team fights. And even in that final moment where the Lord was pushing in, he was just trying to divert attention. That's the best thing you could do on a CC with Vengeance at that point of the game, because if you just stay in front with the Evolved Lord, you're not shredding anyone.
Which makes me almost wonder, like, what would have been better to bring into that gold lane specifically. And yeah, I think that was a really difficult thing for them.
I think the Harith was open, right?
Yeah,
Harith was open. Yeah. It's just one of those things where you don't have enough ways to get not only the Purify down, but then catch who you need to catch from Domeng or UA. And that seemed to be the case as we went through the game. And we look at the MVP here. Going to be Domeng, I'm assuming. Yeah, just a great game, 8-1 and 5 on this Granger.
Yeah, it's not just because he got that stat line. It's the lineup was built for him. If he messed up, Aurora and Liquid definitely would have felt it. But he didn't mess up. Yeah. He stuck to the formation. He only died once, maximized the Sky Piercer stacks from the item building path that he went on. This was a well-deserved MVP because it went from his individual decision making to a bigger effect when it came to the game.
Yeah, looking at the highlights here, where are we going to start? Right into this actually First Lord. We start here, and this was a constant dance, I feel like, and again, chess match between the objective takes specifically, and this one is where TL got that advantage when Carl TZ was pushing across the map, and then they collapsed down on here. So imagine this fight breaks out for Aurora, and their learning process from this, and this is where Domeng, keep an eye on Domeng here. He's got so much space to work with. He's clumped up with the rest of the team. Great initiation from Light with a tech charge to go ahead and catch out a couple members of TL, and then they just capitalize on it. And even this, again, OHEB can't really escape from this, you know, and that's pretty much just Dominkite's game for this Granger. Even this Lord, it could have came down to a Retribution, but he gets the Lord, they get a couple more kills, and it was just, again, TL didn't really have an option at this point. They kind of just had to throw themselves to potentially try to take the Lord from there.
Yeah, and it's interesting because as the game went on, AURORA, every time they saw Sanford's Uranus, they were just like, hey, we shouldn't be shy with just bring this guy down, because if we take him out, then that puts pressure on the CC to end up fronting for the Cho, meaning that there's going to be no one to help protect the back line. So every time they saw that Uranus, it was like, blast him. Yeah, we're not going to kill him, but at least we're forcing out his consecration and bring him down low. And then they time another dive after that. I think that was one of the biggest shifts that AURORA did. Instead of bring the Sanford Uranus down low, then backing off and resetting, allowing him to heal, it's like, oh, he's low. Okay, let's continue the fight.
Yeah, I'll give props to TL though, because they went for a composition that is super high execution. This is a very difficult comp to pull off, and they actually almost did. There were so many times where it looked really good for them, right? And the game was relatively equal up until we got to that point where Sanji got picked off, and then it was just, oh, we need crazy, we have to go for a fight because Sanji's gonna be down for so long. If they get Evolved Lord and push in, Sanji won't be able to respawn in time, and that's why it just got so botched. But having said that, I think I would much rather have what we were expecting in the draft, which is Sanford on the Playmaker instead of this Uranus, right? We saw the Uranus and we were instantly like, we don't like the Uranus, especially when it's on Sanford, because Sanford is the type of guy to actually put the team on his back when it gets heavy. So even if you want to say pick like Uranus, have something with more oomph, I think, like an Alice. Go for the Uranus again.
So now with the fourth pick here for AURORA, it is an Esmeralda.
That's really good.
Yeah, into the Uranus. Dead lane up until Uranus realizes there's not much I can do against the Esmeralda just dancing on me and getting my shields. Not a fun time. So are they going to pull the trigger on the chip, JP, or are they going to go for something safe like a Kalea or Gatot to master Revitalize and healing that a High Loss has?
I just don't think the Kalea is that good of a choice here just because of this lineup that you already have. Oh, he's going to go Khalid, so Khalid set up potential early game net one. They go to Lillian. Whoa, they took a... Well, this stat is not...
Yeah, not updated. Folks, we saw Onyx play yesterday. They lost in game 2 against Falcons.
Yeah, they lost with the Lilia. Why the Lilia?
I mean, technically the lineup of AURORA is front to back. Yes, you can dive with the Falling Star Moon, but the Glorious Pathway, the High Loss walking in front of you, that's not going to be a good time. Remember there was a time in PH where there's a High Loss on the other side? There's only two heroes that we see, either Valir or Lilia, to mess that up. And that's going to be difficult for Light and even Edward to deal with, because now if this is going to be a fighter gold lane, even Dominika is like, wait, I'm going to take so much damage from this Lilia. What am I going to pick?
Yeah. I like the pick for TL of the Lilia this time around compared to like Onyx yesterday, because Onyx revealed it way too early. They picked it Red 3. I think that was just bad usage of Red 3. Oh, there you go. That's the answer.
That's your answer to your question, man.
Yeah, TL did not think this was going to happen. They were like, yeah, Domain can't play the Freya. That's why they didn't ban it, because you should ban it out. Now, it's another losing lane for OHEB, dude.
Did Domain play it in Swiss at all?
I don't know. No,
he didn't. But I'm sure like they tested out in scrims. Like the answer is always
for sure,
scrims, right? So it's like,
but like, how confident are you? How fast did you learn a new hero? Did you pick up a new hero that's so different to all the heroes that we've seen from Domain?
Because hasn't that been the only answer to deal with the Claude though? Like for the most success.
Sora Gold, innocent.
Sora
but
Gold.
This is the most success. Yes,
most successful is the Freya Gold. So, okay, interesting here. It's gonna be game 2.
Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen here. Will AURORA move on forward and send the team looking to complete the Golden Road to the lower bracket? Or are we going to see a game number 3? Lots of questions, but right now, the main one is, how well can Liquid handle the Freya of Dominkite the first time he will show it this M7?
Oh, and he's also got the old Warcry emblem, man, you know, and so... Might be looking at and knowing just Dominkite in general as he likes to lane. He likes to just duel it out, you know, and so expect that with
whoa! Oh my goodness, almost a solo kill up top, both flickers early on.
Wow, okay. So I know we call this like the dead lane It's not so much the dead lane right now.
Not for level 1.
Yeah, not for the level 1. Edward getting a bit of an upper hand, of course, over that. So a lot more action already early on in this game, too, than we saw in the previous one.
We got updated stats, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, Claude is 0 wins against the Freya. It is 0-3.
So it's that good.
It's good
right
for
now.
the Freya.
It's good for the Freya.
Weapon mastery too. I think this is the first weapon mastery Freya, right?
Yeah.
Like
So weapon
Arfi
mastery-
didn't go for weapon mastery. At least I don't.
He didn't have Festival. They didn't run Festival of Blood, did they?
I remember Owl would pack weapon mastery with it.
Who? Owl? Okay, Owl.
Yeah, GZG.
So maybe it is the default one, the Sanji. Oh, mid lane. They can jump on Yue. Flicker out from Yue. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, good damage here. This is what we expect from the Khalid early on.
Yeah.
Pressure.
You see there why you pick it up against the lineup of the Lunox. You can blast it down early on. So, trying to find the right timing here for Team Liquid of when they decide to fight and go all out, and then they hit the inevitable wall that is, oh, that Freya has items and is killing all of us.
I think with this, it's going to be a little bit of it's going to be a bit dependent on this Lilia pick, just because again we haven't seen it. It's now the second time we've seen it. It's lost just yesterday. It works great against the Hylos, for example, like you mentioned, but fighting for this turtle.
Yeah, Falcon Descent coming down now. Sanji has to use the black shoes, but Doming is right on him. Now Retry from Demon Kai winning it out. Carl has to puncture away onto the purple buff. Doming flickers onto the wrong side of the wall. Purple buff going to be taken away as well by Aurora. This is a big win at the start of the game.
Yeah. Objective secured for Aurora. A bit of not much in the goal department though, but it's still showing that this team fight potential right now is going to favor them. Dominkai should be fine. Wants his gold crown.
Wow, and he gets it, but now the lazy duet comes through. Doming taken down. Light with the walk up now, goes for the stun, but it's only onto JP. And it is a trade for TL.
Yeah, well, that's the opening. Dive him and delay his farm when you can. Good read there by Team Liquid to see that Dom and Kite is susceptible to getting dove on, even force the flicker out.
Honestly, that was more on Doming though, right?
He wanted the gold crown.
Yeah, dude. He had a lot of ways to just get out of there, but he's like, no, this is my gold crab. At least he got it. At least he got the gold crab.
He got the gold crab, but
for his life.
For his life. I don't know if that's...
Lesson learned, even in
worth it, bro.
MLBB, don't be a greedy little boy.
Hey, whatever works right now. I mean, he's in the lane matchup, he's just going to have that advantage. And you saw how fast he did rotate up to that turtle this time. Obviously going to be part of this fight. He does have a bit of a level advantage, too, in terms of XP right now with Oheb. But Oheb having that kill already kind of helps him cover that ground. So it'll be interesting to see how that second turtle breaks out. Right now, Hunter Strike being locked in for Demon Kite. Carl TZ doing his thing, waiting for that purple buff to be up. So and nothing too much to happen right now. Now, one thing that could change this is just like we saw with the Grok in the previous game in the hands of Light. Now, JP, like we've seen before with the Khalid, you can really set that favorable team fight up if you get that Raging Sandstorm the way you want to. But it's also good in a way that, you know, you can heal up. You're using that quicksand guard if you have to. But right now, it just seems like Aurora Gaming is going to be poked down and deal with this poke. Turtle's up. Oh, there it is, Raging Sandstorm.
Great one on Demon Kai. Sanford not going to use a flicker. Just Jetty goes for it in the end with a consecration. And that's a kill on the jungler early as the turtle spawns in. Oh, Carl picking it up. Brilliant's coming down now. Blazing duet from Oheb doing a lot of damage. Light gets away with the glorious pathway and the revitalize. This time, TL takes Aurora's purple buff.
Great rotational reads by JP. Coming out of nowhere, Sanford covering for him to secure the kill onto Demon Kai. This Carl is a menace.
Okay, I don't think they're gonna get more off of that. They're just trying to cause some chaos now on this side of the jungle. Carl TZ's there though.
Yeah, and he takes the orange buff away from Demon Kite. At least Demon Kite gets the green camp though, shoots the arrow, finds it.
Right now, that advantage for Carl TZ. He's nearly level 9. I don't know, man. Apex Predator and Uranus, that's not usually 2 and 2. You don't put that together, but in the hands of Sanford, he does make it work. Again, able to be very much of a threat still on this hero. And you can see he's got the Dom Ice now. Oh, are they going for Demon Kai?
Is this a solo kill? Wait a second, JP goes back for the healing. Demon Kai has to respect it. They get zoned away from his own jungle. Oheb in the bottom lane there. Blazing Duet to shift him away. Demon Kai again stalked to walk back to base.
Light having a hard time protecting his jungler because of everything else happening. Coming!
BMI flick around. Valkyrie's descent. Sanji coming down to help him. Good BMI back. Domeng is looking for the chase now with Carl Tease. He's walking up together with Sanji. Domeng's trying the best he can, but it will be Carl who gets the kill on him.
The ankles were broken.
This
The
is
BMI, man. I don't know.
It's not just ankles, it's considering that's afraid the wings also were broken. Maybe a little bit more Red Bull there, Dumbing.
Yeah,
He needs wings for sure.
I don't know, man. Like, that's not good for the Freya. Again, the stat being 0-3 for Claude, but right now this is also, once again, Domenkite's, this is his first Freya. The goal lane, mid.
Sanji is going to be taken low. Actually flickers out. Safety, Edward jumps on the turret, picks up the kill, but now will fall as well. To the Thorn Rose of Carl Teasy. Oheb almost getting caught by Demon Kite's Mountain Chakra there, but a great BMI.
I was a bit greedy. I feel like Edward didn't need to commit the flicker just to get that kill to trade it out. That's a losing trade because you lose a flicker.
They're getting desperate, I feel, because scaling is getting tough for them, right? Like, TL are just dominating every part of the map.
Yeah, it's a 2-level lead between Carl Teasy and Demon Kite.
Yeah, it's the same story that I was saying from game one. You know, this is what Carl Teasy does against Demon Kite. We know that they've shared words and sentiments even seasons ago back in MPL Philippines. And it's always great to see. I always love to see them face off in the jungle. But yeah, I have to agree with you guys. I think right now Aurora Gaming has taken a little bit too many risks, like we just saw from Demon Kite, and now even from Edward burning that flicker under the turret to pick up a kill. But it looks like they do want to go ahead and set themselves up to at least contest that Lord when it does come up. Looking at the items here, you can see Edward, he's got only that Enchanted Talisman. He's got the boots working on his next. Even on the other side. Hold on.
That's a lot of damage. Phantom Execution! Sanford gets the kill there. Hey, that was supposed to be 1v1, Sanford.
This feels like Demon Kite went into the game and is on hard mode, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is, he doesn't have any space to work with.
Thorn Rose over on Yue. Gonna force out the Brilliance now. It will be able to be, I mean, they force it out. Sanford walks up, Blazing Red coming in from Oheb there. Oh, they disintegrate Edward under turret.
So much juggling. Here comes Domeng. Why?
Taken low. Carl's gonna be walking up. Revitalize coming down now. Carl doesn't have enough damage, but they bait out a glorious pathway and a Revitalize.
Dude, I think it's just too much. I think Aurora Gaming is just, like, too much is going on the map that they have to deal with, that they're just kind of overstepping and making mistakes.
Yeah.
I think JP showing off why he has 6 kids now. He's made Aurora Gaming his kids this game. Again, it was the Khalid. Early on, dude, he's everywhere. And Demon Kite has struggled to farm because the Khalid shows up at the worst possible time for the season shit.
Dude, it gets worse. Demon Kite 4 levels behind Carl Teasy. You know, if it's been rough getting your buffs, trying to contest this Lord, it's probably not going to happen. Look at this. Just kind of, Demon Kite doesn't really have much of an angle anywhere to make a move. JP and Sanford alone, kind of these obstacles that Aurora Gaming really can't. Oh!
Raging Sandstorm with the flicker, finds the horse, Light able to pop in the glorious pathway, gets gunned down now. Sanford tried to go for the chase, but all this was for them to get a free Lord.
Yeah, free Lord secured. Tier 2 turret on bot. And now TL with a lead, 6,000 up ahead. We'll get ready to go towards the base of Aurora Gaming. Looking at this, I mean, man, imagine Demon Kite just getting his second item
at 9 minutes. It's about to be 10.
Yeah. Oh, man. That is, he's very, very behind. Carl Teasy now 15. Scaled up really well. I mean, look at the difference here. 2,000 plus gold difference between the jungles. Oheb as well has scaled up nicely, 1,000 ahead of Demon Kite. And you can see it, man. I mean, this is a clear advantage in terms of firepower and scalability that they have. Oh, Raging Sandstorm!
Over on 2 right now. The combo coming down now. Brilliance is to escape. Demon Kite barely getting away. Mountain Chakra landing on 2. Two down, tanky. JP still able to escape as Sanford pops into Consecration, and Lord is able to deal with the tier 2 up top. Team Liquid want to continue the siege.
They might do just that. Flying Cloud bringing a light over. A little charge in from the Lord, but the shield's going to pop. So they'll still hold on to the turret. Yue might be one of the saving graces here for Aurora. Picks up a Divine Glaive, and another wave will be cleared out. Sanford is just chilling, man.
Yeah.
Get me out of here.
Okay. He gets out. But
Yeah,
these turrets are getting pretty low, man. Bottom lane as well. They diverted the attention of AURORA, and now they're going to be able to take the turret down to the bottom lane, and that's the 4 lane. Great black shoes right as the Mountain Shocker comes around. Even the glorious pathway baited out.
It's crazy how Sanford standing there is what stopped AURORA from being able to successfully defend the tower in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Has to be very frustrating right now.
It is.
You don't see too many teams get a base turret off the first lord.
Whoa! Oh my
Oh,
God!
guy from Call TZ in the back gets the puncture, gets an execution out. Demon Kite gets a fadeaway kill, but Oheb's able to crack the base open again with another base turret. That's value. No shutdown on the GOAT.
All right, they get a kill. They lose 2 base turrets, though, so AURORA Gaming took step 1 into this. Chorus pathway.
Sanji has the black shoes. Can he pop it in time now? Radiant Sandstorm coming down and look at the AoE combo with the blazing duet from Oheb. Now to dive into the bag right now as the BMI gets Oheb out. Sanford and JP are sticking onto Demon Kite. JP goes and gets a double. Oheb gets a now play on Edward on the other side of the map, and now it's Yue flickering out to safety, but Sanford
Minions.
is chasing him down. The Apex Predator hunts its prey, and he gets a killing spree. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we're going to be going to a full 3-game series.
I was about to say they got step 1 in maybe a 10-step process to turn the game around. Oh my goodness, I think they forgot they were 8,000 gold behind. They chose to fight anyway and got punished for it. So, again, smiles on the face here for TL. Hey, that's a first win for Claude against Freya as well. So, we're going to a game 3.
Epic rivalry. No other way to end it for this stage. I mean, who knows? I don't want to say this is the last time they'll face off against each other because who knows? What if? Maybe, right? But I just want to say, Oheb handled that game really well as a Claude.
Yeah.
Handled laning so well. He handled eventually once it became the 5v5 team fights around the map. It was a perfect game for him. He went 3-0-4. It's so demanding of a Claude to be like, hey, first pick, it's a last pick Freya. The entire lineup of AURORA had the whole draft to readjust to this Claude, and they said, yeah, this Claude, this is our answer to it. But Oheb stayed perfect? That's crazy.
Yeah, looking at this again, they controlled this in pretty much this entire game, and it started off with some mistakes that AURORA probably just didn't need to take, you know, and I don't know, just interesting enough how fast the game scaled out of control. Demon Kite getting shut down, it was very reminiscent of what we saw in the grand finals in MPL Philippines, man. It almost felt the same because we saw that one of the weak points of AURORA's gameplay and the playstyle was, one, Demon Kite was behind. TL just knows. It's like that familiarity. Like, we're going to go ahead, continue to put pressure on Demon Kite. The team has to make a choice. Do we respond and help Demon Kite, or do we try to win somewhere else? But when somewhere else is also losing, it's really difficult to gain control back from that and to get yourself back into the game.
And for you guys back at home, Freya, before this game, held a 3-0 record against the Claude. This is the first time in M7 where the Freya has lost against the Claude. So now the record is 3-1.
And that shows the quality of the gold laner that Oheb actually is. Again, very demanding for him to do that. But then overall, it looks like Liquid had a much clearer game plan this time around. They picked up the Khalid, which made the Uranus look like, okay, that makes so much sense, as we mentioned. And then JP was free to do what he did for the majority of the grand finals in Season 16, which was disrupt Demon Kite and Light's flow.
And I gotta say, the concern that we had in the draft when they picked up the Freya came true. We were like, hey, this is a good counter. Can he play Freya?
Play it, yeah.
But having someone like Dolmeng who's played a certain way all throughout the regular season, throughout here, even with the fighter golds being a thing, he would still stick to the orthodox gold laners. I think the playstyle was a bit too much for him to adapt on the go.
Yeah, it was also just really good the way that I would say TL responded to the way that Dolmeng Kite was playing that Freya. That was part of it too. They knew how to punish it.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, now all the teams that they have all that data from Swiss stage, they're like, all right, if we do pick up a Claude and the team's potentially going to pick up a Sora or a Freya, like we have a game plan for that too. And I think that was really good from them. Also, by the way, that also misconstrued the stats for Flying Clouds. That was a 12-ish minute game, man.
Yeah,
so
one of the fastest, if not the fastest Flying Cloud game we've had in M7.
So to make Flying Cloud shorter, you need sand?
I guess.
I think it was a Khalid, man.
Sand
Sand and Uranus.
counters the clouds.
Oh, that's why I hate sand.
Because clouds are water.
It's rough course and it gets everywhere.
Calm down, Anakin.
Oh, sorry about that.
You were the chosen one.
I love Star Trek.
Ouch. It really feels like MPLPH because that's something Leo would usually do.
That's why
Leo,
I did
it for you.
He's
friend.
literally cosplaying the perfect way.
This is the sambal flavor of grizzly bear. So let's look at who the MVP is. Who do you think it was, chat? It was JP, of course.
The sinner. It's his fault, man.
His fault. Daddy's home.
Ooh.
2-1 and
You gotta
6.
say it, Naisu. Say it.
What?
Daddy's home.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that, man.
Why not?
Just voice JP, bro.
Daddy's home.
There it is. Damn, JP.
Whoa.
Okay.
Hey, the Khalid man 2-1 and 6, but like I was kind of explaining this when we got into the game. I was like, you know, the Khalid that we see from whether it's Light or JP, they kind of play it the same way. You know, they're able to go ahead and get things set up so well. There's great early damage with the Khalid. Not only that, but also the Raging Sandstorm is great. And you got to remember, too, how many times he was actually able to bait out some of, like, the positioning or the abilities just with a quick sand guard. Again, even looking at these highlights, this is where Dominkite, he went full Valkyrie mode, man, but unfortunately got his wings clipped, ankles broken, and everything else. And then, you know, just from there, it started with the gold crab, by the way, and then it went into that, and then it just fell apart further. And, you know, by the way, too, the Lilia gets the first win.
Yeah.
So now Lilia's got the win with hands here, so maybe we even see more Lilia pop up throughout the knockout stage. But I will say, you know, this is where they decided to just go ahead and hard initiate when, by the way, Demon Kite wasn't even part of that really big fight. And again, you're like, what, 8,000 gold behind. You don't have the defensive items or the offense that you need to fight that, even if you catch someone out there. So I'm really surprised that the call was to go. Maybe it was a last-ditch effort to just be like, you know what, let's just go for the Hail Mary play, basically. Try to make something to work, get a potential wipeout if we can, but it backfired. It didn't work, and now they have to face off in a game 3. There has been, yeah, like Ruby Gold.
I don't really think it's that good, though. And,
Yeah, definitely not.
they still won't have any shred, and we know the Uranus is coming in.
Oh, this is a tough decision for Aurora. What are you going to end up with?
Lunox Gold?
Yeah, I was thinking that because it's hard, really hard in the mid.
Later on. Against the Harris?
The joy.
It has to be physical. Are they just going to go Moscow for fighter? Back to the Freya.
He decides to go again.
Bro, TL, they can still go Uranus if they really want to, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think now there's also a pretty good reason to go Phobius.
Mobius.
Yeah.
Lots of dashes. You're going to be very happy.
So it's good they held on to the XP pick.
And it's a Khalid heave, so you should be able to get Prio in mid, straight to rotate to XP, and then you get Prio for the Phobius, sorry.
Provius.
Two schools of thought. Are you going to have a frontline anchor? Or are you going to have someone that can just also be aggressive while doing it? So it's on one side you got Uranus, and on another side you have Phobius.
I think, yeah, those
There you go.
Provius makes sense, especially when that joy came through. And
This is so good for TL, dude.
yeah, this is great team composition, not only for fighting around objectives, but just like duking it out if they have to.
Yeah.
They have a lot of tools available to them, and even some comfort picks available to them. So this is, again, I just gotta say, it's gonna be hard for Aurora, especially if Demon Kite falls behind in the jungle just like he did in the previous game. I feel like that potential to punish is going to be there. Again, even with the lineup rating favoring Aurora, it's just the execution is one of the biggest things here for them to make work.
There's one thing you always have to ask when there's a joy in your lineup. Can you get that great early game, that moment that almost every joy has, where you get a double, where you get a triple, you get your items quick, and suddenly you're dancing with joy. All puns intended. But at this point, the question now needs to be answered with a definitive finality, as in this game number 3, it will be decided which one of these two advances and continues their upper bracket journey, and who will have to crawl through the lower bracket.
Can you King Kong it, man?
King Kong it.
King Kong the joy.
King Kong the joy, that's the new verb now.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
It's like Kelroying the Beatrix.
Countering the Beatrix, yeah.
Beatrix. You know, with this too, I would say it's either way. I feel like it's hard to be someone cheering for the Philippines right now because you've seen this so many times and you're like, you know, you're down to one game again. And honestly, with both lineups, I could see them both working out. It's just, I think even this time it was like Demon Cuts. I gotta have something that can match the speed of a landslide. Whoa, Edward.
Really
Wow.
good save. Petrify coming down now. JP trying to deal more damage, but that is such a big win for Sanford now.
Yeah.
Because look at the wave. He's gonna deny as many as possible.
Yeah, he already denied 1 melee minion, but Light's here.
So is Demon Kite, but yeah, I don't think anything's gonna happen there. Taking a look at the emblems, you can see Sanford pretty much going this full. He's got the Brave Smite, Firmness too for a little more tankiness, Festival of Blood.
Yeah.
He's gonna be fine at least in that lane matchup. He's gonna be pretty difficult to kill, and he's gonna have so many options to kind of reset, use that Infernal Pursuit. And even so, little 1v1 at jungle. I don't think Demon Kite's gonna let the same thing happen to him in this game that in game 2.
And it's not just that. It's I think Light and Yue are gonna make sure that Demon Kite does not get rooted in the jungle by this Khalid. So they're really pulling Liquid away from Demon Kite.
Whoa. Dome actually cut the wave earlier, so he's gonna look to rotate. 4v5 and Turtle 1, I think.
Well, they want to secure this if they can. Has to be a part of this fight now that he's got level 4, so it looks like they're just gonna go clearly take this.
Oh, what happened to Edward there? Carl TZ to be jumped on by Dome Kai. Now, Phantom Execution. Demon Kai still winning out directly, but Carl somehow escaping as JP gets shredded by the Freya. Demon Kai now looking for the purple buff, and this should be free as Carl has to recall, but Sanford rotates over, has the Infernal Pursuit, won't jump on Light just yet. Good damage coming down from Sanji, and they actually save the purple buff.
Honestly, a greedy decision by Carl TZ to actually go back and try to take that turtle. And now their jungle gets pressured. He'll still be able to get it. Still would have been way worse for Liquid if they did not handle that correctly.
Not only that, would have been way worse if Gaming decided to stay in that purple and then get punished. So they take the bit of a lead that they got off the objective. They get back to the lanes. And yeah, it was a good decision from Domenkite to rotate for that. You can see building in, it looks like he's going to be growing that Corrosive Scythe first, just like we saw him. But he's even got a bit of a lead now in terms of gold against Oheb, which is expected. Picks up his Corrosive Scythe now. And so you can expect that kind of rotation to continue to happen even by the next objective, which is still going to be cross-side of the map. And so it's just a kind of a waiting game for Oheb to scale up, but there's a whole lot of attention up here right now.
Yeah. Erosion Scythe all ready for this Freya. Domenkite much more free this time to farm, much more comfortable. While Liquid cannot find an opening similar to their previous game. Again, Light and Yue doing really well right now for Demonkite Domeng and Oheb dancing. But they both know that they're not going to get a kill there.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, again, where it's like both the teams will like to fight around the objective. Oh, JP.
Valkyrie's Descent getting him out. Raging Sandstorm though locks him down, but Oheb does not have Zaman Force, and JP's gonna be caught in a tough spot now. Oh, the turnaround! Domeng 2v1 winning it out, forcing a flicker out from JP.
Hey man, that's the power of the Valkyrie right there. No kill secured. Good thing he didn't continue to put pressure on it. Stays alive. Turtle's up now.
Oh, so much damage. Cancel on the Black Dragon for him as well, but Sanford will keep it now in front of pursuit onto the Dragon in the air. Carl looking for the angle now, jumps in all the way. That's a Phantom Execution Retry battle win for Carl. And Edward was too low. Sanford cooked him. Demon Kai, can he dash away? Sanford has the dash, and he cancels the dash. Gets the double on a Phobius.
Oh, that feels bad for Aurora. The consolation prize, Domenkite gets a little extra gold on this top tier 1 turret.
Wow.
But man, that was just kind of disconnected in the way they wanted to go. Yes, they got the Sanji to burn the flicker because of the kick coming through from Light, but then, Edward was too low to really try to contest it. They came down to the retribution. Was that also, Carl T is going to continue doing this, man.
Bro, that was nasty, man.
Everything was going so right until now. It's led to this. No purple buff on Demonkite. They lost the last turtle. Significant progress in the tower up top. And now Liquid setting the tempo. They have to time their entries a little bit better. Light, I get why you were going for the kick, but no one else was close enough to actually try and follow up. And I think he missed that initial kick because I thought at first, like, oh, maybe he purified it. No, he's backing Flicker, Sanji.
Yeah.
So that means there was a moment where Light decided, oh, am I going to kick? Am I not? Okay, I'll kick. Oh, but he already flickered. And then he changed the direction.
Yeah, I'm surprised he has the flicker. Don't we usually see Eves with the... I guess it depends, but yeah, Purify, Flicker, but Sanji relying on that. So far, so good. Hasn't died either, so... he's been pretty good on point with the RWMs too. You can see he's got the glowing wand locked in. Starlium Scythe now for Oheb, so a lot of these first items coming into play. JP sticking with the shield here, still building into his first. Probably going to go with a bit of a, like we say, Chop Suey build until his first item. Demon Kite does have the Genius Wand, which him and Yue can work in conjunction together, but so far, it's mostly just getting somewhat of a favorable fight, and that seems to be really difficult for them if, you know, they don't get that set off that they're looking for, or they don't have that space around these objectives to look for, just because of the durability that this lineup that Team Liquid has between the Phobius and even to an extent JP. And so it's a little bit more finesse, I feel like, that's needed from Aurora Gaming, because if Edward is too low,
This kid, man.
you're pushed off of this like this.
Oh, he actually uses shoulder bash onto the turtle. Now goes in.
Doming!
Skill 1 for the person coming down as Doming Kai tries to dive in, but Oheb is able to purify. Outraging set from JP! Big furious dive, but that lockdown saved a lot of them. Sanji still able to flicker out now as Edward gets isolated and now taken very low. JP again gonna be looking for the play. Yue goes inside for to survive. Yue able to pick up the kill as Carl goes in, but the void blast from Sanji should and will take Yue out.
I feel like both teams thought the fight was over, and then both mid laners were like, nope, it's not. They come through, end up capitalizing a kill. Turtle's still up, but TL definitely had the upper hand in that fight. A great set with a Raging Sandstorm from JP, and they get back to it.
Yeah, Dominic with the initiation, but after all of that, Liquid had to expend a lot of resources as Aurora Gaming will be able to get this last turtle. Unless JP miraculously steals it away, then I don't know.
No way.
No way he's gonna even try.
No way.
Good recovery by Aurora there in the end. Domeng now dancing with Oheb.
1v1, 1v2, Light. Oh, the kick is off, but they're gonna go for the dive anyways. Oheb cut to bits.
Great read on the situation by Domeng to push it. And Light being there meant that that's an easy take on that Harith, and that's gonna be another tower. Aurora are still in this and they're recovering.
Great take there on the turret. Skypiercer now online as well for Yue. Traction Pulse thrown out.
Sanji, no flicker, has the RWM. Can he use it in time now? Sanford trying to peel for him as Sanji goes in. The Kite's away from the back line, goes in with the RWM with Petrify, and the Furious Dive will lock on too. That's Edward now. Sacrificial lamb for the kill on Sanji, but they'll get a turret off it. Carl.
Is he gonna chase him?
I don't know. Yeah. So they lose a couple bodies, man, but they went for the tier 2 turret. I'm not sure if that was completely necessary, if they had to do all that just to get the tier 2, but it does open up the map a little bit for them now that the Lord is going to be the next objective in about a minute here. So interestingly enough, take a look at the items. You've got a Divine Glaive for Central. Okay.
All in again onto Carl Teasy with a good puncture with a Phantom Execution. Gets him out.
So many things were thrown out there. I'm surprised that Carl Teasy only just got like a little scratch.
Yeah,
That's everything.
He's so calm, man.
Power of the Lancelot, man. He is
Power
him.
of the Brute Force Breastplate as well.
Yeah, well, that's ADR, the iframes. Light trying to find an angle, could not get it. You in trouble.
Wow, Oheb also well as Bond Force.
I thought they would be happy with that tower.
Yeah.
I think they just want to go ahead and keep Aurora Gaming in check, saying, you know what, we will still fight if we have to. That is a Holy Crystal now picked up here for Demon Kite, so damage potential going to be pretty good now on this Joy as he's got the 2 items locked in. Light now having the Conceal available. This is what we usually see, especially as the Lord comes up. Some of these off angles, if the roamers can set things up, but with the tier 1 turret still up for TL, they have a bit of a minor advantage when it comes to what they can work with. So space-wise, they'll play into that. I'm wondering how Aurora wants to approach this. Again, they forced that tier 2 earlier on. I'm not sure if they'll continue to put pressure there, why the Lord is fought for, but so far a lot of focus up here on this top side.
So I'm happy that we're getting the game that we were looking for, competitive, very close, that it all boils down to the little moments, the good things or the bad that stack up into the result that you would want to see. Good handling of the minion wave in mid by Aurora. They'll need that, because if sometimes Team Liquid they're more than happy to give up that Lord if they can just continue pushing down mid, and then as you're backing away from the Lord, they'll come back from behind you through your own purple buff side. But they're also handling the bottom side really well, meaning Oheb is stuck at bottom, trying to manage it, continuously making it 5v4, 4v5, as it's Domeng who frequently goes to the bottom lane.
But that's also one of the advantages of being on expanding rivers. You know, in a way, it's like, even on the cross side of the map,
That's true.
you're mostly fine just because you have such a wide range of this bonus to get back onto the other side of the map with that speed boost if you need it. So pretty much a stalemate right now. Neither team really having this upper hand advantage when it comes to actually securing this Lord. It's more so of a push and pull, seeing what the roamers can provide information-wise to the junglers and deciding on how they want to go with it. Again, Light might have to rely on a conceal play if he can, or a kick play, trying to get out potentially Sanji or Oheb. Even if he gets the Purify, that might be able to go ahead and help them. Now gets the Athena shield locked in. A little more defensiveness for Light, because he's got to be the guy to start things up here.
Yeah. Both teams playing the far lane pick off, the slow management to see if they can find an opening where it'll suddenly be a 2v1, catching off someone in the current rotation of who's gonna manage, who's gonna clear, and vice versa. But Liquid has started off this Lord. They're rushing!
Yeah, they burst out the Lord. Aurora couldn't even time it that well. They didn't know. Sanford flickers out of Jikundo. Light looking for it. Edward with a jump. No, he saves the jump. That was just beautiful. Team Liquid utilized the slow push by Domeng in favor. Oh, Carl wants more. Thorn Rose doesn't land. Demon Kite with the electrifying beats.
Again, I know it's a small thing, but the upper hand of having that tier 1 turret up still kind of gives you that opportunity to make plays like that with map pressure, and that's exactly what TL did. And then by the time Aurora Gaming realized, hey, they're taking the Lord, they were too late to the party, so now they have to deal with this Lord.
I was in the same mindset as Aurora. I did not expect Liquid would want to rush that.
Yeah.
But they did, and now it worked out well for them. And just like that, rug pulled under our feet. Carl TZ getting dove on.
Got execution. Back in again.
Oh!
They're getting away. Raging Sasso, what a bait! Domenkai has to use the ultimate. At least it's not horrible for Aurora, despite the bait coming in. But it is kind of bad still. Lord was able to charge up top, and now the tier 2 in the mid lane has fallen. They're going to be able to go for the siege now with the Valkyries, the set still being down.
I don't know if we'll have a replay of that, but it's always great. It's always a treat to see Lancelot in the hands of Carl TZ here. He's able to just go ahead and escape so much. And, you know, again, that's why I even wondered yesterday why we didn't see Lancelot pop up in some of our games. But, you know, you're able to go ahead and avoid so much with Thorn Rose and the puncture.
Dude, Carl TZ has been baiting so much.
Yeah.
He's a master.
He is.
Really good at it. That's why he's the GOAT.
Bah.
Is that what a goat sounds like?
That's what you say, man.
I did not expect the silence to get broken by a man.
Hey.
A bleed from Naisu to cut through the silence.
That was Mirko, man. He always talks about the ghosts. Listen to the replay. This is what I was talking about, though. Look at the Carl TZ. All right? Look at the moves.
What a baiter, man.
Look at that. Oh.
The master.
And then the Thorn Rose. Oh, we missed the Thorn Rose.
Yeah,
A masterful bait. While here, Naisu, the master bleeder. Like a goat.
That's
what you call it. The glow.
Right. B-L-E-A-T.
Yeah.
There you go.
But, I mean, we got to credit JP also for saving him with the Raging Sandstorm. It wasn't all the GOAT. It was also the GOAT's dad. Wait, no.
What? What are we talking about?
I mean, he calls him Dad, Daddy. Everyone calls him Dad, JP, so yeah.
Let's get off the farm and get back to the Land of Dawn.
Hey, man, with how Liquid are farming up the map, it still also looks like the farm here.
That's true, that's true. 20 seconds from this Lord coming up. All this, by the way, across the map has basically got them this lead they've built up. You see the base turrets still standing, but the shield's all down and everything else. Win a crown here now, too, for Sanford. This Phobius has done so well throughout the draft, providing so much of that tankiness and that front line that TL can rely on. So this is going to be a difficult one. Lord started up. They'll take their time with it, too. Look at JP's positioning. He's got the information he needs. Domeng is around the corner. I'm not sure if they're going to go for like some type of cutoff play here, but Domeng might run in to too many bodies of TL.
Yeah, but now they're showing. Instead of holding that bush, Sanji decided to show, and now that allows them to allows Aurora to recalibrate, which means Liquid will change it. Are they going to just rush it again?
I think they are, man.
Look at the zoning coming down from Sanford over on Demon Cat. He catches no. Electrifying Beast coming down. Demon Cat wins out the retry battles. JP caught in the back. Sanji here as well, trying to cut away, but it's going to be Domeng who slices him up. Still Oheb doing a lot of damage with the Purify as well. Sanford doing the same thing now as Light comes back with the Immortality, goes over to Jikundo and will be able to find Oheb, but he's still cutting away. He's down. Fly, but Edward goes through them all. Sanford win a crown with the Inferno Pursuit now against everybody. Oh, Sanford! Oh! How did he do that? He stayed alive for so long. 18 seconds though on Carl. I think it's over.
It. I think Aurora can end it here. They're going to take the mid turret. Do they have enough clear?
That's it!
One cannon minion, Aurora turned the tides with one team fight, and finally, they sent TL down to the lower brackets.
You are not gonna fool them twice with the same tactic. You thought it would be the Stampede through the upper bracket, but it's the light shining in the end. They sent the Golden Road Dream to the lower, and it's Aurora moving forward.